Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from The Hill. It was published on July 10th by Jacqueline Thompson. Now, the whole thing with this article is it's all about taking advantage of a situation. But yet, The Hill, BMW, and others are trying to portray this like this is about tariffs. No, this is about taking advantage of an excuse. So look at the title there. BMW to shift some SUV production overseas in response to tariffs. The thing is, if you go and see where they're shifting production to, they're shifting it not to where you would think, back home maybe. No. Take one wild guess on where it's going. I'm going to give you a couple seconds here. So, do. If you said China, you'd be right. I can't sing and I'm tone deaf. If you couldn't tell by my voice, it's a bit gravelly and yeah. That's all those years of smoking that I did. Thank God I don't smoke anymore. Anyways, that's beside the point. But yeah. If you said China, you'd be 100% correct. So they're moving their production to China, and they're using this as an excuse. You gotta love it, because that's what it is. BMW said Monday that it would move production for some of its SUVs out of the U.S. as a result of new tariffs placed on vehicles, according to the Post-Courier in South Carolina. Well, the thing is that's just an excuse to the town folk, because this really does not affect BMW that much. It really doesn't, because most of the countries that they're shipping these to just so happen to not have tariffs put against them, except for, say, China. But China already had tariffs, like ridiculously high tariffs against foreign cars, especially from the US, so coming in from the US. So this is, and China buys BMWs like you wouldn't believe. So part of this is because of the fact of they're trying to get around the Chinese tariffs that had already been in place prior to Trump coming into office. And they're looking to exploit Chinese labor so that they can sell a BMW, which is going to be far inferior in quality being built in China than if it was built in the United States or Germany. Okay, they're going to be able to build it for far cheaper, and it's going to end up being far lower quality, and they're going to sell it for the same exact fucking price. They're going to sell it and make more money off of it. That's what the bottom line is about this. The German-based automobile manufacturer signed an agreement with its Chinese partner, Brilliance Automotive Group Holdings, to increase the number of vehicles produced in the country, according to the Charleston newspaper, with the total reaching 520,000 by 2019. That's a lot of BMW SUVs. See, I'm sure the board of BMW are more than likely globalist shit pigs like Angela Merkel, fucking Little Miss Hitler, who instead of having brown shirts decided brown people would work better. Basically, this is trying to break the back. This is a shitty effort of trying to break the back of the United States. This is all going to backfire too. This is about trying to take what leverage they think they have and use it against the United States and the American people to go after Trump. That's what this boils down to. And it's not going to work. Not one freaking bit. Our agreement sets a long-term framework for our future in China, a future involving continued investment, further growth, and a clear commitment to the development and production of electric vehicles, said BMW CEO Harald Krüger. Wait a minute. Vehicles said BMW CEO Harald Krüger said? Does anyone proofread this fucking shit? You got one too many saids there. Holy. Oh my God. Alright. I might get a pass on something like that because I'm just some idiot sitting here with a 5-year-old laptop who finally got a brand new microphone. I'm hyping that up. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you notice the audio quality difference, I have a decent mic now instead of a cheap Radio Shack get me started thing. But yeah, so yeah, if I did something like that, okay, might be. I might get a pass, but you shouldn't. You're the Hill. You're supposed to be a professional news outlet. I mean, right now, I'm reporting on the news in my underwear. I'm kidding. I actually do have pants on. I just thought I would throw that in as a joke. Or do I? No, I do have pants on. Oh, God. The company also said that it will raise prices for U.S.-produced SUVs sold in China because it is not in position to completely absorb the tariff increases. Wow. The tariff increases. China has a ridiculous tariff already to begin with on all vehicles coming in, especially from the United States. And they were eating that cost? No. Of course they weren't. They weren't eating that. The Chinese consumer who had money was paying the extra cost, and they were more than willing to pay for it. And another thing is, this just proves my point. This is about China. This is about, they sell a shit ton of these things in China. Fuck the United States. Fuck the American worker. Fuck the fact that China will just steal their intellectual property. I mean, they've had it done before. Oh, what company was it? Oh, God, what company was it? But they stole the BMW X5. They literally cloned it. BMW took them to court. And the Chinese court went, oh no, they don't look alike. But yet this same company was basically selling rebadge kits where they were throwing BMW badges on these cars that don't look anything alike. Huh. Sure. So they're going to be stupid enough, out of spite, to try to cave the United States. They're going to move more production to China and have more of their shit stolen from them. That makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, give China all your electric car technology. Help them with their 2040 initiative. Which by 2040, they literally want to have the world deindustrialized. I believe it's the 2040 plan. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's the 2040 plan is what they call it. But the idea is to have the whole world become deindustrialized and China be the industrial center of the world. Because if you control manufacturing, that's one way to control the world. Because if there's no manufacturing outside of that area, you're at their mercy for products and everything. And they can charge you whatever the hell they want. So help them with that plan, BMW, to try to cave the United States. All you're going to do is fuck yourself, and Trump's going to laugh his ass off when you guys finally cave and say, yeah, we're going to move production back. And he's going to go, oh, you're going to move production back, and then you're going to be bowing down and then sucking his dick. Because that's how it's going to end up working out with this. This is not going to work out in your favor. You're going to be, like, on your knees begging to suck his dick, I should say, and he wouldn't even give you the time of day on that note because he's got a beautiful wife to do it. That would be more accurate. You're going to be like, we'll suck your dick if you let us move production back. You'd be like, why would I want that? I got that hot wife over there to suck my dick. Okay? I had Stormy Daniels suck my dick, the whore that she is. I paid her to do it, and she signed a non-disclosure, and now the bitch going to run her mouth. Let me tell you, she has a problem with raking her teeth. I mean, that's what he should have done. He should have just came out and went, yeah, I fucked her in the bitch. She got a problem with raking her teeth on my head. That would have made her look like the biggest fucking slut and the worst dick sucker in porn. Because, you know, like a fucking boa constrictor, okay, women in the porn industry learn how to dislocate their jaw so that they don't do tooth rake. That was a total tangent on the note of humor, but anyways. Because I was just going off on a run, but... See, this is the thing that... I love it. But this is after China slapped a 40% tariff on U.S. car imports, according to the newspaper. They already have a... Whoa, after. No. China already had a tariff that was pretty much 40% before this point on American cars. So is this another 40% on top of that? Because let's be accurate here. They already had huge tariffs on American cars. The action was in response to tariffs on Chinese goods imposed by President Trump. It was for more than that. I mean, it was also due to the fact that they were stealing intellectual property of U.S. manufacturers and then using it to drive them out of business. Good example. And then buy their company. A good example of this would be Segway. You remember the Segway scooters? Company based out of New Hampshire. Chinese company literally stole their technology. Stole it. Use that to run Segway into the ground. I mean, Segway's from was from my state, New Hampshire. So I know about this. They used the intellectual property they stole from Segway to run Segway into the ground. Then, all the money they made off of the stolen intellectual property, they then literally bought Segway with it. And yet, the United States did nothing about that to try to... Because, you know, look who was in office. That was literally unfair fucking trade. That was literally intellectual property theft. And that company was partially owned, you know, because every company in China is, by the Chinese Communist Party. At least by someone in the Chinese Communist Party, if not by the party itself. And where was our president to do something about that? Oh, that's right. Obama was pushing cultural Marxism and running race relations into the toilet. Bush was fighting his little fucking wars, you know, for oil when this type of shit was going on. Trump finally does something about it, and it's portrayed like he's an asshole, and that it's over, just unfair trade. No, there's more to it. BMW is the largest U.S. auto exporter and employs 10,000 people at a plant in Spartanburg, South Carolina. The brand's X3, X4, X5, and X6 SUV models and their variants are produced there. Because the United States happens to be one of the largest markets for SUVs. That's another thing that they're going to do. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot on this note. They're going to move some of their production to China, have their shit stolen, and they're going to alienate their largest market. Real good job. Trump hit China last week with steep tariffs on about $34 billion worth of products. China responded with retaliatory tariffs on American imports, including SUVs, soybeans, and seafood. Which is kind of funny because soybeans, Americans, not a big thing for us. We really don't care. But they can't get enough of soybean, tofu, and everything else. They have soy is in their diet substantially. Same with seafood. And the seafood you get, the quote-unquote seafood, which a lot of it isn't necessarily seafood, because it's not being captured, you know, caught in the sea or raised in the sea, is real shit. Word of advice on the note of shrimp. If you see shrimp that's product of China, stay away from it. I actually found this out from a guy who lives and works in China. Stay away from any food product from China. The shrimp, what they do is they basically have the sewage from a city or the larger community flow into these pools. Human sewage. And that's what they feed the shrimp. Ever since I was told that, I have not bought a product of China shrimp. I won't buy a Gulf shrimp to this day, because that chemical that they use to disperse the spill, a very nasty shit. Most of the people who were exposed to it from the Exxon Valdez spill lived a very short life. And that stays in the ecosystem for a very long time. No thank you. But yeah, this whole thing of soybean and seafood, it hurts them more than it hurts us. We've got people around the world that want to buy our seafood. Fuck China. The Japanese will be like, oh, you got more of that fake crab pollock crap there? Oh, shit. You got more of that for us? We love that stuff. We can't get enough of it. And we can offload more of it to them. Fuck China. It's no big deal. And not only that, if this escalates further, China cannot meet the amount of tariffs that we can put on goods in return because they don't import that much from us. It's fucking hilarious. Ooh. Beijing accused Trump of launching the biggest trade war in economic history and of using tariffs as typical trade bullying. Trade bullying! Oh my God! Trade bullying. China has had the most unfair trade and trade bullied the United States into a manufacturing shell of itself. And they want to talk about trade bullying? And the biggest trade war in economic history, this is complete and total bullshit. See, this is just talking out of their ass. Because if you actually look, going by the, actual inflation factor, like you look at the United States in its earlier days, we had many trade wars. And I'm sure if you were to take into account inflation, they'd be comparable, if not larger in value than this one going on now. I'll put money on it. So to try to claim that is just posturing. See, China's scared right now because, like I said, and if you haven't checked out his videos, because he's done a couple on this with the whole trade thing between the United States and China and Mexico and Canada, but Black Pigeon Speaks has done some extensive videos on the trade situation, and he lays out the facts. And if you look, the United States is in a far stronger position than any country that's coming at it right now. Why do you think they're freaking out like they are, claiming that this is going to fuck everything? No, it's fucking their gravy train. That's what's happening. The bending over the United States and fucking us up the ass is over. That's what they're talking about and being upset about. So anyway, I've covered this well enough. I think, as you can see, BMW is just using this as an excuse because one of their largest markets happens to be China. So they're just looking for a reason to bring their manufacturing to China, and they're going to use that. They're going to start pumping more vehicles out of China for export. And mark my words, anyone who purchases one of these BMW X series, whether it's an X3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, that's coming out of that Chinese factory, because they're going to export them. Your quality, mark my words, I will put money on this, I would bet, is going to be far lower than what is expected for a BMW. The fit, the finish, all of it. And you're going to end up paying the same amount of money. And being a German vehicle, it's going to be very fucking expensive to fix something when it breaks. And because it's made in China, it will break. You might start thinking about moving to another luxury brand maybe. Or buy domestic. High-end, quote-unquote luxury for domestic, on the note of an SUV. You get the new Lincoln Navigator. Whatever, the Escalade from Caddy, I don't know what GMC or Chevy has these days, for the equivalent. I'm sure they're on the same platform, very similar. But yeah, you're going to end up getting shit product in the end. This is just an excuse that they needed to do this. They've been looking for one, I'm sure. Anyway, like I said, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.